Hi guys, this is J&R Woodworking and I'm Jim. Today we're going to make a fixture. I've been watching YouTube. That's about all I watch. There's nothing on television. And a lot of them have people writing in asking to show them how to make a simple finger joint fixture. Most of them I've seen, they cut wooden slats to fit in their T-slots. They put a nice platform on it. Then they hook on their backboard. But that's a lot of that you already have. You've got this that fits in your T-slot. The top of your saw is your platform. All you need to do is mount that on your bevel gauge. They all have slots in them. They all have recesses in the back on the slot for a nut. I use a square nut. That way I don't have to have a wrench. All I need is a screwdriver to tighten it up. We're going to mount that on here. I usually line it up with the far side of my insert hole. That's just my preference. You can put that wherever you want it. I'm going to mark these slots and we're going to go over on a drill press and drill them out. I use a 1024 screw, which is a lot narrower than the hole. That way when I put this thing back on, I got some adjustment to get it lined up right. Let's go over to the drill press and poke these holes in. Okay, here we are at the drill press and we're going to drill these holes. Try to hit the center of where I have them marked on both slots. That way it'll give me the most adjustment I can get. I have a foot switch on my drill press. I think it's safer. If you're drilling something and your drill gets stuck, I always wonder, what do you let go to turn the drill press off? The handle or the board you're hanging on to? I like to foot switches myself. You can buy them foot switches at Grainger. That's where I order mine from. I'm sure you've seen the commercials on television. Grainger.com. Now on the front side of this, we're going to make a chamfer so we can get that screw to go flush with the front of the board. And that'll do it. Let's go back to the saw and finish this job up. Alright, we're back over here. We're going to mount this thing on the miter gauge. Put these two screws in. Nice part about these slots in these miter gauges, you don't have to take the nuts all the way off to get your fixture off. If you want to switch from your 1/4 inch to your 1/2 inch, you just loosen them up and slide them off of there. Now I want to try to get that in the center when I tighten this up for the first time. That'll give me some adjustment in both directions when I put it on next time. Find me a piece of scrap here. I want to back up this piece of plywood, or this saw is going to blow the backside out pretty bad. Turn on the dust collector. Now that backup board works really good. You get no chipping and splitting at all. Now we want to take this back off. The next slot we cut will be where we're going to put our 1/2-inch key. This slot is where we're going to be doing all our sawing through. So temporarily we're going to stick this key in here just for alignment purposes. Then we're going to take our extra piece of 1/2-inch key stock. We're going to line that up on there. And we're going to clamp it so it don't move on us. Because you know Murphy's Law, if it can, it will. Now we can take them keys out. You don't want to run over that staple. I didn't know that was in there. We'll put our backboard back on. We'll cut this one. Now, if we want to check that, I suppose we can throw a pair of calipers on it. Well, that's right where we want it, 1/2 inch. Now, this is the cut we want to mount our key in. A little bit of glue, and I have mine drilled. I like to put a screw in there just to help that glue hold, because that's going to be getting a lot of force on it over the years of using this fixture. So I'm going to glue this in, put a screw in it, and I'll be right back. Alright, now we got that glue dried up. We're going to mount this back on our miter gauge, and we're going to cut a joint. Now you can use the same fixture for any thickness of material you want to use that for. I'm going to be using 1/2 inch, but you can use it for 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch. The only thing you have to do different is elevate your dado blade to match the thickness of your material. And I go a little bit farther, so when I put the joint together, the fingers will stick past a little so I can sand them flush. Before I forget, I'm going to raise this blade a little bit. So I'll get them to stick past. Now, we want to mount this. Take your piece of 1/2 inch key stock, your extra piece, put it next to your pin on your fixture, and butt that up against your blade. And tighten her up. That's just how simple it is. Now we can cut one of these. The first one we're going to butt up against the pin. We'll make a series of cuts all the way across. Now we're going to move it over and set it on top of the pin. Now when we cut the mating part, a lot of guys on YouTube tell you to put your board on there and just bring it up to the edge of the hole for alignment for the first cut. Well, if you use this thing a lot and that hole gets wider than it's supposed to be, then how are you going to get that lined up correctly? That's where I use my extra key. Put that up against the pin that's already there. Put your board up against that and clamp it in. It doesn't matter how wide that hole gets wore out on you now, you're always going to be at the right depth. Now move it over to the pin, finish cutting. Well, let's see how it fits, I guess. Goes in nice. Sticks out just a little bit past. Probably about 20-25 thousandths, just enough to sand off and get flush. Get rid of that ugly end grain when you put your finish on. And that's all there is to it. Simple and easy, quick. You don't need a lot of wood. You can use anything. Most of them I've made. This is a piece of Baltic birch, but I've used just a piece of 1x4. It works great. And also, we have a guest to stopped in today that wants to say hi. He's been working with me for about 10 years. His name is Dusty Chips, believe it or not. And I asked him how he got that name, and he said, well, I've been working with wood all my life. That's all I know. And he says, every time I go someplace, I'm always dusty or have chips on me. So that's what people start calling me. It's Dusty Chips. Now, he doesn't say much. He's a man of very few words. He knows an awful lot about wood. And he's kind of a silent partner here at the shop. And he helps me out a lot, and he just wants to say hi, maybe. I'll be right back. This is Dusty. He's been around for a while. He doesn't say much, but he's a good helper. He's always got that hammer with him. Until next time, keep your tools sharp and your shop dusty. If you have any questions, email me at jimsfixitshop@gmail.com. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you again later.